Dun, 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 dun. Hello and welcome to Astrology. I'm Nina.
I'm Shaina.
And this is What We Love About Your Sign, Vegan Cruiser Pizza Mukbang.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Obviously, we've already done a set of these from Doomy's Next Mix, and that was Aries through Leo. And now we're on to the rest of the zodiac, or at least the next set of the zodiac.
It's not an even number because we were gonna split them up into two, had some camera difficulties, so now you're getting three. It's kind of odd. Just keep going with
More
it.
food, more deliciousness. It's fine. And obviously, we did the drunk ramble, what we hate about your sign.
Mm-hmm.
So for what we love about your sign, we're just gonna dig in and enjoy a meal together. So grab yourself a snack because you're gonna hate yourself if you don't and you keep watching this.
This is vegan pizza, but the box, as Nina noted, it's not a vegan box.
It's
like,
also not a Cruzers Pizza box.
No.
It just says pizza.
I'm unimpressed.
I like the old Cruiser Pizza boxes because it had the phone number on it and they had a big 666 on there.
Oh yeah.
Not that I'm satanic.
It's just funny to see on
Six
the
is
pizza
a really
box.
6 is a really good number in numerology.
The link to all the other ones will be down below for all the other signs. Before we start, we're gonna take a
I know,
bite because it's been
I'm
a
dying.
long time getting here. Oh my god, yes. I've been so hungry. Just before I was walking up here, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to wait until after we're done filming to eat, and I'm so hungry. And then I was like, wait, no, that's why I'm hungry. That was the point. I was like, I'm so stupid.
This is what we're doing.
This is what we're doing. We're eating. I think the main reason why we did this series was mostly just so we could have an excuse to buy Cruzers Pizza. Because it's very much a delicacy, a specialty in our lives.
We mark all of the momentous moments in our lives with Cruiser Pizza.
We do. So it has a spot in our heart. Sponsor us.
Here we have a Hawaiian delicacy. We're sweet and savory meat. Hawaiian pineapple pizza with vegan ham.
That shit right here. This is gonna be this whole video. I should have gotten Spanish. Well, oh well, I'm going with it. I got the pesto pizza and I added vegan gluten-free ground meat and black olives. The crust looks shittier and that's because it's gluten-free crust because I have celiac disease. But it's still good. It's still a very good treasure.
I've had the gluten-free pizza.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's
Yeah, it is. And let's get right into it. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. We meet again.
I don't know what this emotion is.
We've been very harsh.
But also we've been kind of like sucking your asses a little bit in some of the videos.
Yeah.
We've kind of done a little bit of both.
In the drunk ramble, we were probably harshest on Scorpio. And it was really easy to muster up that kind of energy for that video. So we apologize because you guys don't need that.
Yeah, you guys get enough shit.
Yeah.
And you guys go through enough stuff. You get enough flack. I feel like the last thing you guys probably need is us hating on you for all the fucking shit you've gone through.
These you, Scorpio, are also deserving of love. You don't have to be a perfect person to be deserving of love. And Scorpio knows that more than anything.
That's what I was gonna say. They're so aware of that, yeah.
In terms of being there for other people, they can put up with more because they naturally have put up with more. And a Scorpio who knows that, who owns that part of themselves and doesn't run away from that and doesn't try to function above it, can be one of the best people to have any kind of relationship with because there is so much that you can confide in a Scorpio.
Yes.
So much that you can trust in a Scorpio. Scorpios really have so much love to give.
Yes, they have an overwhelming amount of love, see it, and they know that, and that's why they're careful and strategic with it because they have such a capacity in themselves to give more than almost any other sign. They do have this certain kind of unconditional love that Scorpio has where it's like no matter what state you're at, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you've seen, they have such a more understanding. And they will love somebody because of what they see inside of them and what they know who that person really is and what they are actually capable of, and they understand circumstance, you know?
And since this is called What We Love About Your Sign, what we love about Scorpio, I have to honestly say that what I love about Scorpio is that as soon as I'm around someone with Scorpio energy, I feel less need to put up pretenses, less need
Yeah.
kind of function above, less need to kind of be
Yeah.
something above the harder parts that I experience in myself. And I think that's something that Scorpios don't necessarily know is something that is so lovable about them.
Yeah, when you talk to a Scorpio, it feels like you're talking to them at a different, more root and true level. And it's like you don't need to be like, hey, is it okay if I talk about this right now? It's just like, this is what I'm going to talk about, and they're okay with it, and they're willing to share their stories. They're so open.
Yeah, if a Scorpio asks you how you are, you don't necessarily find the need to be like, I'm good, I did this today. No. You can be like, listen, I'm having a really tough time. And that's honestly what Scorpio wants to hear, not because they're sadistic, but just because they're probably going through similar things. That's something that's so comforting about Scorpios, is just being able to drop that kind of mask and get deep. Only around Scorpios can you really get into a position to really get deep.
Scorpio is the only sign that will love you for your truest you, for your most honest and authentic self. There's just such a warmth and almost like a breath that you can take around them.
And so with that effect that Scorpios have on people of being able to get deep, you find that being around Scorpios, you grow stronger because you grow more about yourself. You think more about life. You just become stronger, more knowledgeable of yourself, more knowledgeable about what you believe, more aware about other things around you, other possibilities. Scorpio also has the ability of teaching you how to let go.
Scorpio also has a way of taking everything that people have pushed to the side or deemed not okay and looking at it from such a different light. They can twist perspectives and things, and you're really able to look at experiences you've gone through or just things in this world with such different eyes because they truly can understand the kind of pain and suffering of others, either because they've been through something similar or just because they just don't have those pretense judgment things that they put on people, if that makes sense. Because I think they come from such a misunderstood place, and Scorpio does get the tag for being misunderstood, but it's misunderstood not in that like Aquarius way, where Aquarius is, it's like that weirdo way, but it's misunderstood in the fact of why they do things. Scorpios are very deliberate in how they act and why they do things, and you'll only understand that if you get close to it, and then you'll see why, and then everything they do makes so much more sense, and there's so much more of a thought behind it than you realize. They are so smart and conniving too. They have such unique solutions for problems, and there's just such a fighter in Scorpio where with somebody with strong Scorpio energy, if you get close and you find out kind of what they've been through, you're like, how the fuck are you still standing on your own 2 feet? Like, every Scorpio will really amaze you with how far they've come in life, and you can just feel with how far that they're able to go. Also, there's such a respect that I have because Scorpio can go from the highest point in life to the lowest point in life, and they fully understand that range. They have a more comprehensive understanding of the human experience than most do because they're not afraid to be vulnerable, they're not afraid to put themselves out there, and they're not really afraid to go through all that scary stuff, and a lot of times it's because they're forced to, and they just have to deal with it. And there's just something truly amazing in Scorpio that they fucking get up every day. You know? That is just such a big thing that I have to applaud you for. It's just fucking being here. Okay? Because it's not fucking easy.
And being around Scorpio energy and understanding a Scorpio and what their life has been, how can you feel like a victim? How can you feel defeated? In that way, Scorpios are very empowering. They're an amazing example of what you can do with your life. And in that way, Scorpios will not let you get down. Scorpios, of course, will be so understanding if you're going through a hard time. They know what it feels like to be alone and be suffering and be going through loss and this, that, and the other. So they're not going to be cold-hearted towards you in that. They're going to be very understanding, and you are going to feel very understood even in ways that you didn't expect anyone could understand you with. And at the same time, they're not going to let you give up. They're not going to let you feel defeated. That's an amazing balance to strike, where it's not tough love. It's not get over this, you're gonna keep moving. And it's not so much involvement in their emotions to the point that you're thinking like, well, now I've dragged both of us into this mess and we're both sad and wallowing. It's that really amazing balance of being heard, being understood and being encouraged to not live in that forever.
This is a little bit more shallow, but I want to bring it up anyways. It's just that Scorpios are so goddamn sexy. It's true. With Scorpio, it's not like some of the other signs' sexuality, where their sexuality rests on their outside appearance. There's something that it's so much more sexy because it's something that's inside them. It's a confidence they have inside them. It's a comfort that they have inside them with themselves and your sexuality. They're so comfortable with their sexuality and they understand themselves so much in that way, and they've been willing to go to those depths and really aren't afraid. They bring such an air of confidence and such a subtleness to them that is just so provocative. And it's so something that no other sign can imitate. Leo wants to imitate it like all hell, but my God, if they don't have giant tits, they're screwed. Scorpio can look like anything, can have any body type, and they're sexy because they understand what sexy really is, and that's confidence and comfort. They're so comfortable in their own skin, like especially as a teen, and that's probably because they just go through a lot of that shit sooner and they kind of have no choice. But I've always looked up to that trait in them. Just that unashamed, unabashed, this is who I am, this is my sexuality, these are my sexual needs, these are my sexual wants, and fuck you, this is it. And that is just something that no other sign does.
Because as a fixed sign, inherently, a Scorpio is going to be more confident in their sense of self, less able to be swayed by other people's images of them, less able to be put into a corner to feel some certain type of way. And that is extremely admirable and necessary for Scorpio. And even if you don't like a particular Scorpio, you have to admire that trait.
If you follow our Instagram, I was looking into all the presidents, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and I went crazy and I did every single one of them. And we've never had a Scorpio rising as president. And I think that makes sense because nobody trusts them. But I think that another reason why we've never had a Scorpio rising as president is because they won't back down from what they want and what they think is right. And actually Bernie Sanders is a Scorpio rising. I'm not the biggest Bernie fan in all the world. I'm still looking up into everything. But I will say the one thing about him that everybody can agree with is that he's been saying the same fucking shit from when he was a child to fucking now. And he's like one of the only people that hasn't changed his stance on really much of anything. And that's that Scorpio rising. He's used to being the villain. He was used to being the one that people would demonize because of his different views. And only a Scorpio rising could stay so strong for so many years, so fixed, so sure of themselves, and not buckle under the pressure of what other people want and what other people say. And that's amazing. And that's why I also think Scorpio risings will never be president, is because we want somebody who will buckle and change, because we want some kind of moderate anyways.
Well, I don't know. Other presidents in other countries may be Scorpio risings.
For sure. A Scorpio rising you'll find in a lot of dictatorship positions. Listen, y'all aren't perfect. There's so many flaws.
But besides that, that's what we love about Scorpios.
Yeah, so that is what we love about Scorpios. Our next video is Sagittarius. Thank you for watching.
Yes, if you're a Scorpio, you've got a sun, you got a moon, you got a rising, you've got all these different planets, so make sure to check out what we love about all of those planets in you with previous mukbangs and mukbangs to come. I said mukbang here and mukbang here because who the fuck knows how to say this word? Bye.